Hey everyone, good morning. So as you all know, well, I put it up on Instagram on one of my stories and quite a few of you saw it, but there's obviously a lot of our followers who haven't seen it. I can see that. And YouTube, I didn't really come out and say anything yet, but my best mate Marley, my dog for 12 years, passed away nearly 2 weeks ago now, and it's been a really tough time. I haven't been on social media much. Couldn't edit for a while there. It just really sort of rattled me. But things are sort of slowly sort of going back to normal, and I've been editing the last 3 days, and I'm really excited. There is some awesome content to come out. Yeah, I'm pumped. It was been really fun editing it all and sort of reliving it, and Marley's in all of this footage, so that was really nice. Hard but really nice. But anyway, today we've had so many people asking, this is funny, so many people ask how and where Dan and I met. And so Dan and I have been a few episodes back, we were going to throw it on the end of, I think it was like a question and answer episode that we did, but we just ran out of time. It was getting too long, so I'm heading out to Dan's place now, and I think I can do it. Yeah, I'll film him watching my version of the story, and then I'll film myself watching his version, so you guys can see how we met, where we met, how the story sort of began, and our history. But I've got a bit of a drive to get out there, which is going to be pretty boring, so I'm just going to roll straight to some really cool drone footage right now. Yeah?
I need my yoga.
Oh, okay.
We're going in the sand pit.
What sand pit?
The one what they built.
Oh.
It's done.
What's going on, Dan Padan? You getting some practice in with your cruiser?
I'm just abusing the neighbours.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
Got some gifts for you.
Oh, that's the Woodley.
Woodley?
Batman.
Yeah.
I was looking at it like that. Well, that was a small brim.
Yeah, that's a beanie. So that's what you got to do, guys. Just abuse them.
Just use them and abuse them
Yeah.
every day.
There you go.
They should come pre-warned.
Yeah, we didn't read the tag. It probably says that. Yeah, that's the description. What happened? I've got it in my pocket.
Yeah, look at that. That's loosening up already.
I need it.
That's going to be like old faithful in no time.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, press play.
Yeah. I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a rundown on where it reaches.
I can't hear it. Oh no, what have I done there? It says Face ID. Yeah, I tried to press something to get it to turn up, and it said my face is too
What are you
pretty.
trying to buy?
Oh, no, that's right, your credit card on there.
So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a rundown on Wild
You need to get a microphone so I can hear it.
How Dan and I came to meet each other. We've had a few people asking online, so I thought I'd answer a few questions.
Looks like you've needed the cruiser.
Want to get to know the story. Years ago, my wife went in to get one of those tans, you know, in like a tanning salon, tanning booth, whatever they are, and Dan just happened to be in there getting a tan.
Bullshit.
As he does. wait to meet me, so they arranged all of us to have dinner, and yeah, so they came around, they showed up in Dan's little, he had like a Hyundai Getz, one of those little girly cars. Was it a Hyundai Getz or like a Volkswagen?
I actually did have a Hyundai one, an XL.
One of those new Beetles. Anyway, it was like a, what is a bump? It was like a pink.
There you go, that's Karma, mate.
Yeah, Dan had never actually driven a full drive before he met me, and he'd never been fishing or anything like that. So,
That's a classic.
yeah, we had dinner that night and opened Dan's eyes, and the rest is history. Now we do. I've taught him everything he knows, and
Bullshit.
now we get to go away on these trips together and film our adventures.
Oh, that's gold, eh? That is so gold. That's so not true. That's complete opposite. You're such a liar.
So hopefully you all just saw Dan watching my version of our meeting for the first time. I had a quick look at it and it's terrible footage. I'm so sorry. The sun was in the right there behind him in the worst spot. And we can't do a retake because it had to be like the first moment that Dan, like his genuine sort of reaction to it. So sorry about that, but I'm about to open up Dan's video and watch it for the first time. Alright, here we go.
G'day guys, yes, still alive. Dan's still here. Normally old Nate's doing all the Instagramming and all the Facebooking and everything like that, so mate, I just leave it up to him. He's that good at it, like there's no use me even interfering. So, but I am still here, I'm still alive, no dramas. He hasn't knocked me off my perch or anything like that yet, so I just thought we'd do a little segment.
Geez, you want to come on this next trip or you'll get knocked off his perch.
We're going to be doing a little bit of back chat, sort of talking, answering a few questions and whatnot. So actually I'm looking forward to it because I've been sort of working flat out. I haven't been doing too much filming or
grab a cup of tea, like guys, because knowing Dan, this is going to go for a while. Property,
we've got 10 acres here, so and we just planted all these little trees. If anyone's interested, but these little fellas here, throw you in and have a good look at them. The Fraser Island apple tree. Now, if I'm not at Cape York and I'm not at home, Fraser Island is my next best place to be, I'd say. I absolutely love it up there. Like, it's one of those places that you can literally go there for 2 weeks and explore and fish, and there's so much to do. Like, there's full driving, it's in the sand, it's good, you know, there's still some really good full driving in the sand up there. And yeah, it's a magic spot, like you can't beat it. Good fishing too, like if you're into your beach fishing or even your river, you know, go on the western side there with Thumba, there's heaps of good little spots up there.
How nice
too.
is Dan's place?
Anyway, enough of that.
The best property.
Yeah, so anyway,
early morning, late hours out there.
I knew this was going to come up.
Dreaming.
How did me and Nathan meet? Well, definitely wasn't on Grindr or Tinder, that's for sure. But but no, mate, me and my wife Hayley and the kids, we've always travelled, you know, done a lot of sort of travelling. Nothing like what Nate's done, like going around Australia for, you know, a full amount of time, but we've always sort of done like 6 weeks away and gone to, you know, places like Cape York, Uluru, done heaps of down northern New South Wales in the parks down there. Yeah, so, and this time we decided, well, yep, let's do the good old Australian iconic thing to do and go and see Ayers Rock or Uluru, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so it was a big trip. We did like 6 weeks from here on the sunny coast, and we headed out towards Winton, Longreach and up to Three Ways, and yeah, and then just headed down into, you know, Alice Springs and out to Uluru, and we were camping out there along the way, and we thought, you know, as you do, you sort of go and pull into the shopping centre and get a few supplies here and then. Yeah, and we were sort of pretty much, we hadn't seen Uluru yet. We've seen it from far in the car, but we hadn't actually seen it. Sounds like Dan's telling the truth here. You know, walking around or going on. Or we actually didn't want to go on top of it. We actually just wanted to pretty much walk around and have a bit of a look. And so we went into the, I can't remember, it was an IGA or whatever it was out there. Probably not IGA, I don't know, but yeah. And I remember pulling into the car park, and then back then I had a, there's nothing wrong with Mitsubishi Triton, mate. It was a cracking car. It was actually a bloody good car. We'd done a heap of Ks on it, and it took us miles, you know, that car. Hardly had no mods on it. Literally, I think we had the suspension done. That was the only thing we had to lift on it, and yeah, just had a bit better suspension because for the corrugated roads and that. But I remember pulling in to the car park there, and I'm looking, going, oh, you know, where do you park with the camper trailer? You got to try to find a park. and like the only park left was like right beside 200 series cruiser, pimped out to the nines, and it had this bloody big Conqueror van on the back, and I was just like, shit, do I really have to park next to that? I'm like, it's not going to look real good as I pull up in the Triton and this old camper trailer on the back. But anyway, it was gold though, eh? Like we literally got out, and it was like, I don't know, you get those moments, you know, like you meet people in life, eh? And I don't know, some people you just go, oh yeah, you'll just, you know, it's nice to sort of catch up with them and bloody whatnot, and then you meet other people in life and you just go, like, they're just good, genuine, down to earth. Probably I think the other thing is too, if you've got the same interests, like we both surf, the girls are both full into their fitness and health and eating healthy and that sort of thing, so that's probably it, you know, it's good like that. But yeah, so we pulled up, and I think it was Nath. Yeah, Nath was on the back of the cruiser with Opie and Marley, and we just pulled in, and like, I suppose when you're traveling you talk to people too, like, yeah, you get out. So we ended up chatting away for ages, and like we sat in the car park there. Oh well, and Mel was still in the shopping centre, and then so I'm talking to Nathan, like, yeah, and we got along so well, and we're talking for like hours, hey, just in the shopping centre, just going, oh yeah, this is really weird, you know, time you leave. And then Mel came out of the shopping centre. I was like, oh, we're not going anywhere, she's like gorgeous, she's beautiful. So I was like, oh, all right, yeah. So, and then next thing, like, we're just like full on met up, and Nate's like, he said to me like, oh, we're going to be camping at this place, it's called Uluru by Sunrise, it's like a really cool spot. And I was like, oh sweet, whereabouts is that, mate? And like, I'm like, sort of, you know, I'm just going, I would have camped anywhere, wouldn't matter too much, as long as we can sort of see it. And he goes, oh yeah, grabs the Hammer maps out, and he's showing me on the iPad, going, oh yeah, I'm not going, oh shit, that looks pretty bloody sweet, eh? So anyway, next thing we sort of like, I don't know, after probably a few hours, we parted ways. And then like, I was like, oh, I said to Haz, oh, let's go and have a look at this Uluru by Sunrise. I think it was about 8 k's back out of town or whatever it was. So I've headed out, and I've ended up taking the wrong turn anyway. Went out to the bloody left. I think they said I'm shockingly left and right. And buddy, we went out to the left, and I started heading out into this bush track, and there was like cans and car bodies and just pretty much crap everywhere. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't know. I'm not looking out to the north. I'm not even looking at Uluru. I'm thinking, surely this can't be it. And I was like, yeah, I don't think this is it edible. The kids are like on my case big time. And so anyway, we turned around and then went up the road a bit more, found this little track, and you had to hook up this hell of a sand dune. I knew the 200 would like just nail it, but mate, the Triton took about 5 goes to get up there. I think the camper weighed about 1.4 tonne. So yeah, it was like a mission just to even get that up there. But we got over the top, and came down the sand dune, literally like you were sitting on top of the sand dunes, and I don't know, like by distance, I'm guessing maybe like 5 k's, like of just flat plains and like of just grass and not many trees really. And then next thing you just had Uluru sitting out on the horizon. It was like the most epic. I don't know, like you can go camp there, but mate, that camp spot, I tell you what, if you ever camping there, like you can probably go on, I don't know if it was, I think it was Hammer Maps have it, and I'm sure maybe, you know, that free camp, I think you can do some free camping thing or whatever it is, yeah, so they probably have it too. But yeah, definitely worthwhile, buddy. If you're going to do it, get out there into that camp spot to have a look at Uluru, and you can see the Olgas out there as well. But yeah, so anyway, so we've like gone and set up on this top of this hill, and there's like limited camp spots there, right? There's not too many, and we're like, oh yeah, this is like a really good spot. And anyway, like, so it was getting sort of late, probably like this time of the afternoon now, like a beautiful time of the afternoon where the sun, you know, sun's going down and you can see Uluru and starting to change colours and whatnot. And then like I hear the 200 series cruiser coming up the hill. I'm thinking, oh, that must be, yeah, that's like a pretty good sound coming up there. And next thing here's Nathan Mel like pop over the top of the hill. I'm going, oh shit, there's like,
hang on, I'm going to pause here, and there's Dan in my camp spot.
Camp spots left here. And then like, yeah, they've come down, I'm like, oh hey guys, how you going? They're like, oh hey, how you going? And I could see they were happy to see us, but I could also see that they're like, that's probably the only camp spot left. And where are we going to camp? So the poor buggers literally like, here we are sitting up on top, we can see. And I'm thinking they had to go down into the bloody valley, and they couldn't even bloody see Uluru that next morning or whatever. And it was a classic, eh? Like, I mean, I felt bad. I was like, well, like, oh, I'll move. And then Nath was like going up into the sand dunes. I'm like, you'll get up the top there, mate. Camp up on the top there. They'll be fine. And he's like, and Nath's pretty good. He's like, oh, mate, it's not really like a camp spot. And I'm driving over the dunes and everything like that. And then I think he ripped his mud flap off of the back of the car. And mate, it was just, yeah, it was a comedy of errors. And I was just like, I felt bad. And anyway, from there, like they end up, well, I think we stayed there a few days. And then people left, and like, they end up getting like the bee's knees of the campsite. Like they were right up the front of it, like where some people just camped in a little tent. They end up leaving, and they got this view, and like it was a pretty cool view even for us. We were sitting back here, and then you saw the Conqueror and the bloody and they're a kick-ass van, and the 200 series sitting there, and most people probably going, oh, we wouldn't want to look at that in front of Uluru, but I was like, oh mate, that's awesome, eh? Look, what a better view. Like you got the 200 series of Conqueror, and then you got Uluru. Like what a picture. So yeah, so they ended up getting up the top there, and it was an absolute cracking bloody spot. And yeah, so like, yeah, and then I think we all packed up and left, and we sort of like, they came and seen us that morning, and so yeah, once again we were sitting there talking for ages, as you do, like when you're traveling, you just seem like time doesn't really mean anything. It's so good. I reckon that's the beauty of actually going out to those places. Time's just really nothing out there. So we did that, and then literally from there we traveled all the way together, not like, you know, car by car behind each other, but we literally like, you know, they'd pull up, and then next thing we'd sort of be coming like, you know, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours behind, and we'd sort of catch up to them. And then, yeah, and we did a few different stops along the way. We went around the McDonald Ranges through there to, I think it's Red Bank, is it Red Bank Gorge or something like that, on the Mereenie loop there, and that was a cracking little spot. And it's pretty much from there we left each other, because and Nathan, we were so like on the maps going, yeah, we could like literally head to WA from here. I'm like, oh man, I've only got 6 weeks. I said I don't have that much time, and they were doing the full loop of Australia. So, but I was dead set keen. It would have been bloody awesome to do it. But yeah, I'm actually just, oh, you're probably getting a good view of the whole yard here too. Like I'm just wandering around. But anyway, yeah, yeah. So then we end up like hitting Alice Springs and pretty much leaving each other. And then yeah, and then they kept going. We came back to the coast here, and from there on in, we sort of, you know, just kept in contact the whole entire time. And then, you know, just from me and Nate's love of, you know, camping and getting out there doing it, like we just sort of thought, oh, why don't we go together? And I mean, I miss taking the family, and I'm sure Nate does as well. Like, you know, but it's pretty hard when you're going to the spots that we're heading. You know, like it'd be great to take the family, but yeah, I think it's pretty extreme when you got. I mean, my kids are pretty old now, but yeah, you know, like you definitely don't have the creature comforts of just sort of chilling, relaxing, sitting back. There's always heaps of work to be done. So so yeah, so then me and Nathan thought, yeah, well let's join forces, and we'll head out, and you know, we still go camping with the family and go out, you know, not at the moment obviously with all this stuff going on, but yeah, that's a big story of how we bloody met. And from there on in, we pretty much surfed together, and yeah, we, you know, Nate's a bloody cracking builder. He builds. You know, both got our own businesses, so you know, it's pretty full on doing that. But yeah, we made a pretty good team. So, and Wild Reaches is ongoing, and so yeah, anyway, over and out.
Well, there you go, a glimpse into the life of Dan and I. I hope you all enjoyed that. Dan was pretty spot on, that was the truth. Mine was not so truthful, but yeah, we're looking at heading back up the Cape. Not sure when this video is going to drop. It's probably going to be in a couple of days, so we'll be heading up the Cape then in about 3 or 4 weeks. I think it looks like it's opening back up, and we've got a couple of properties that we've got access to, and we're going to be in some new country that we haven't explored before, so we're really excited. So make sure you subscribe, click that like button below, tell all your friends, and jump over to our website. We're doing shirts and long sleeve, short sleeve, kid shirts, everything on our website now. So that's www.wildreaches.com. I'll put the link below to our Facebook, Instagram and website, and see you soon.